everybody, welcome back to yet another trade recap. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. We took two trades today. First one was a loser, ended up coming out positive on the day. So to start off, on the 15-minute, there was three different zones I was looking at. I was looking at this 15-minute fair value gap, this 15-minute, and this 15-minute. So when we broke off this morning, we sold down and we bounced off this 15-minute. On my chart that I'll show you, I don't have that marked out as it's a pretty big zone and I didn't really want that on my screen. But I do have this 15-minute and down here that 15-minute. So when we came down right here, we're bouncing off of that first 15, this one right here. And then on the 5-minute, this all makes sense here in just a second. We have this 5-minute and we have this 5-minute. Right here on this 5-minute is where we actually started to take the trades. So if you look right here on this 5-minute, coming down, bouncing off this 15-minute, we made this move up. And then from here, we kind of just consolidated one last move down before potentially coming up and probably take these highs. And I think that this 15-minute will probably be where we hit at some point today, just as far as the retracement on the 15, because right here we inverse this 15-minute. So right now we will probably take these highs, and if we take these highs, that's all we could take. But where this 15 minutes right here, I think that this is the area that we'll head up to as far as on this time frame, and then from there, you know, we could probably project and come all the way down, or from there we could obviously head higher. So on the 5-minute, I was really looking at this 5-minute imbalance, this fair value gap here. So when we came down, we bounced and we made this move up. We failed to take out these tops, and then we dumped, right? We came down, took out these lows, and from there, it looked like it was a liquidity sweep based off of these candles. So what happened was on the 1-minute chart, we ended up breaking structure on NQ. This is where I took the first trade. So if we bring this down, I got in and ended up instantly getting stopped out right off this next candle. So if I show you what ES looked like, it'll also help for why honestly this trade wasn't the greatest to take. So this is what ES looks like. So on ES, we don't get a break of structure, and this is where we got the break of structure on NQ. Like I've said this before in the past, if they both don't break, it's probably a pretty low probability setup. Whereas on the second entry, they both break, right? So they both break here at 1048, right here at 1048, it breaks, and that's when I entered, right? We got kind of a bad fill just from slippage, and then from there, they both ended up heading higher, right? So when this one didn't break, they took both the lows, so it was like one last sweep before it ended up pushing higher. So the reason why we took this was we had the initial bounce off this 5-minute and this 1-minute, and then we ended up breaking structure here, and we ended up breaking structure here after failing to really head any lower, right? So it just really swept it. We didn't close below these lows, and then proceeded to push higher. So if we look at this 1-minute chart, these highs are my first TP. This is kind of the area that I wanted to see get hit. So if we bring this back up, this is kind of what the play looked like. It's risking right around 400 to get. So, I mean, I wanted this entry here where we could have got 300, and then obviously the first TP would have been this top. We didn't quite get that entry. So on this 5-minute, if you look at the way the 5-minute was building up, the 5-minute hadn't quite taken up these highs, but we were failing to continue to head lower. Or we were failing to continue to head higher, but we were heading lower. So I was thinking that we probably weren't going to get up inside this 5-minute or this 15-minute by then. So I had this 5-minute marked out, whereas we failed to get higher, or we failed to get any higher here from this move right here up. So I was using this 5-minute fair value gap as well as this 1-minute right here as the area I wanted to basically get out. So the second we tapped this 5-minute, I was slightly nervous as to whether or not we were just going to tap and bounce. And so I really was waiting for us to just get up inside this, and then I was taking TP. Obviously, we could have, held slightly longer and then got a little higher TP, but ultimately this was the bouncing points that I thought that we were going to essentially reverse at. And so far, it hasn't been the case. We've gotten up inside this 1-minute, and we were respecting this 5-minute, but we are no longer respecting it anymore as we've headed further up on the 5-minute. So now this has just become an inverse fair value gap. Whereas now I feel like we could probably get down inside this 5-minute before maybe possibly heading higher, or we'll probably get up inside, like I said, this 5-minute imbalance here before pushing lower, or again possibly pushing higher. So that would kind of be the next zone that I'd look at if I was looking for any more trades today. But with that being said, that about wraps up this trade recap. I'll go ahead and catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Not what I'm about, have your cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound. Go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.